This is Sybert signing into Kane's Wrath. On the map, Tournament Crater. So we're back on Crater. We got to see this in MasterLeaf versus Drive, I believe. The CP tournament finals from like last month or something. So this is the second time seeing it, which is pretty great. In the north as the Cyan Zocom. This is Poise, a.k.a. Space. I don't know what I'm actually going to call him, but he's in the north as the Cyan Zocom. In the south as the blue Marked of Kane. This is MasterLeaf. Tournament Crater, always fun to see new maps that can potentially shake things up. And MasterLeaf did send me this replay, but I feel very confident that that's not a spoiler, because about half the time that MasterLeaf sends me games, they're weird games that he ends up losing, but they end up being very entertaining. So actually, I think the last couple of games that I cast of MasterLeaf's, he sent me and he lost. So I feel like there's a good chance that anything could happen. Goes fast air tower for the, of course, transport. Also going to be transporting the Tiberium troopers. So occasionally you'll see people do the transport. Wow, Poise Space grabbed the mutant hovel. Sometimes you'll see players transport engineers to do things like grab your opponent's tib spikes or sneak an engineer to the side of the map. You know, something a little bit unusual or unorthodox. Sometimes they're just screwing around. But in this case, he sells off the operations center as well, calls in transport for it, and sends all three to the corners of the map. Now, of course, it's really interesting because mutants can actually target air. So there is a potential that this will be very problematic for MasterLeaf. This engineer is almost certainly going to die. So actually, they can't kill a carry-all very quickly. That engineer's down. The other one should be pretty safe to cap this spike. And then the other Tib Trooper, I don't know where he's going, but he's going to get dropped directly on top of the mutants, and I'm not sure who wins a fight. I assume it's the Tib Troopers, but I've never actually seen this battle happen. So Tib Troopers versus mutants, not something you see every day, and the mutants actually win just barely. And I didn't actually realize this, but when you kill a mutant squad, it doesn't kill any of the individual members. So, that's kind of interesting. All 6 mutant members stick around, and then, of course, you can heal them up in the Tiberium. This is really interesting already. What a weird game opening for this. What a weird match this is turning into. Second Refinery going to be going down for MasterLeaf. Of course, it's significantly delayed behind that of Space, but he's had such a weird opening. Of course, he was going for 4 spikes right in the beginning. He was going for the airfield right in the beginning, so he's set back in a number of ways. Space actually going to be going for command post and airfield before expansion. So we're going for a bit of a rig rush as well. APC mixed in here, and Space, his economy is rolling. He's going to be looking to take his second base relatively soon, but he's also looking to put on a bit of pressure through this rig rush. Now, I don't know if MasterLeaf was the first person to suggest rushing with a rig and using it as like a sort of focal point of your offense to do a lot with it, but he was the guy who, in recent time, has definitely made it popular. Bike takes a hit from the rig and will force the rig to pack and then unpack. So while the rig unpacks pretty darn quickly, I assume it's been sped up to make the rig a little bit more viable. It unpacks and repacks a little bit more quickly, which will help it be less useless. Couple of bikes and buggies coming out for MasterLeaf. Going to be meeting the rig on the right side of the map. MasterLeaf, of course, moved his MCV pretty early on. The rest of his infrastructure coming along nicely. Rig is down, but there's no Tiberium harvesters. There's a barracks down here, but there's no refinery, nothing. Looks like Bloodhounds or something was called in for Poise, so he's going to be turning this into a full offensive. And, well, maybe not. EMPs are going to be plentiful, and of course with the 2 Guardian Cannons attacking the Enlightened Squad, the Awakened Squads rather, then this is just going to be a complete shutdown. MasterLeaf, this is about as close to a perfect response as you could possibly get. If you would have caught this drop-off of the Bloodhounds a little bit sooner, it would have been even better. If you would have gotten EMPs, it would have been even better. But he also brought along some manual Bloodhounds, 4 APCs with rockets to be mixed into this army. What a bizarre, aggressive opening this is. He was really hoping that rig was going to be sticking around for the long haul, which is why he brought all of this firepower. He's actually brought along a second rig. This is a huge commitment. MasterLeaf still not dropping a refinery. He sent one harvester down, but now he's sending it away. As you can see, Space establishing his own natural expansion. 2 Scorpion tanks on the low ground for MasterLeaf. He's had that double war factory pumping for a little bit, but he's not actually producing from both. He may actually need to sell one of those off. I don't think any additional Mutant Marauders have been produced by Space, and indeed, if he starts mixing them in, then this will be a truly unique game with nothing like this being played possibly in the history of Kane's Wrath, and certainly not in the history of this map. A couple of bikes and buggies swing over to the left side of the map, but they're going to be shut down by those rocket troopers. The rig taking a lot of damage as it packs up and unpacks, trying to get into a better position. Scorpion tanks now here with the laser turret should be able to hold this off, but this is a lot of firepower. The rig does fall, which is the keystone piece in this attack. Now, if there were reinforcements, Space might be able to press further, but I think MasterLeaf will be able to hold this off without too much more. Ooh, those last couple of avatars, APCs going down at the last second there were especially hurtful, as he was unable to escape with as many forces as he would have liked. Bike buggy, it looks like it didn't do all that much, still continuing to pump out more and more missile squads. Tip field suits not out just yet. Armory is here, and it looks like that is being researched right now. Bike buggy hanging out over here on the top left-hand corner of the map, and the infantry straying into the Tib field a little bit there, but not anything to worry about. Refinery finally down. When it's down finally, it's a refinery, as you all know, because you all play Kane's Wrath, and that's definitely a term that people use in-game. But the refinery is finally down. Natural expansion being established there for MasterLeaf. He is finally getting his eco back up to a stable position. As you can see, these guys have burned through their main fields pretty darn quickly. And both of these guys now transitioning into a little bit of defensive play. They're just stabilizing is maybe better. Defensive play is maybe putting too much onus on it, but stabilizing into a more normal macro situation. MasterLeaf determined to clear the mines with the dead bodies of his own troops, so he will clear some of the mines there, but not with stealth detection or cleverness or anything. He clears it by driving over it, by instructing his Scorpion tanks to trade their lives. Big swell of rocket troopers, a couple of riflemen mixed in, but mostly APCs and rocket troopers. A huge offense here for Space, a ton of damage output, and we'll have to see how MasterLeaf is able to handle this. EMPs could be critical in this engagement to allow the APCs to be dealt with more easily by MasterLeaf, but for now, he's using a stealth field to kill a huge swath of infantry. So many rocket troopers going down there as MasterLeaf shuts the attack down with a stealth field. And is that APC stealthed as well? Okay, no. It looked like it maybe was for a second there. I think it's just because it's so low on health. And actually, a flicker on the minimap. It's indeed Shadow Teams here to bomb away that one airfield and then escape for the current moment. Of course, they've got that timer that they need to wait for it to reset. Now, we should take notice that Space did recapture his Tib spike over there, and of course, that one was never captured. But that happened a little while ago. Tib troopers out on the field. Another MCV. No, it's the first MCV walking along. Sometimes MasterLeaf likes to go for multiple MCVs as a part of like a eco move, but instead, this is just the one. Looks like, yeah, he's got the cybernetic legs, which kind of makes them look like they're just floating magically. Gives a nice speed boost to, I think, all of your infantry. Maybe not all of them, but most of your infantry do get the speed boost from the cybernetic legs, but it does make them look like they are skating on ice or something. They look kind of silly. Shadow Teams get a power plant. They also get a, well, engineers are not going to be able to cap all of these Tib spikes. Once again, they're having some real trouble actually getting the engineers safely into the Tib spikes. The rig does get shut down here. One Tib spike will be captured by MasterLeaf. The other one still remains uncaptured. And the blue Tib being slowly harvested by both of these guys. Rocket troopers in that building going to be doing a little bit of defensive play here for Space. Going to be trying to prevent that carry-all, but was not able to. Shadow Team's still hanging out And now taking a third expansion is MasterLeaf. We can't quite say the same yet for Space, but of course he has been not doing as good of a job harvesting that blue Tiberium, but he's just recently taken an interest in it, taken notice of it, and he himself is going for the same third field as MasterLeaf. He may be able to shut down a couple of these harvesters there. It looks like MasterLeaf maybe got one load of Tiberium, green Tiberium, I almost said blue Tiberium, off of that field, and the rest is going to be up to this battle. Sonic Emitter doing big damage to these Tiberium troopers, who of course do slow down APCs, well, slow down vehicles a little bit. It is a multi-MCV move, or a multi-MCV play, rather, from Space, as he drops down 2 Sonic Emitters at once. This is not a lot of firepower from MasterLeaf. He has been spending his money elsewhere. He does have beam cannons, so he can shut down the Sonic Emitters from afar. He can shut down all buildings from afar, and it looks like orbital bombardment going to be getting dropped down on this con yard. Most of the forces move out of the way, but as the APCs close in, they're going to be able to do some big damage to everything that gets locked down, even calling in zone troopers here, or zone raiders rather, as he is Zocom, and they are going to be activated in just a moment there, but they actually, I guess, get EMP'd somehow. I don't know how that actually works within the game code, but somehow that actually counts. Beam Cannon's going to be able to target down these missile squads, and they do kill them, if not the most efficient way you want to deal with missile squads, but it is a way to deal with missile squads. MasterLeaf getting 2 Sonic Emitters dropped directly in his face. One of them does get EMP'd as the Tib troopers are doing what they can to bust them down. Second EMP lands, and that Sonic Emitter gets absolutely evaporated as MasterLeaf continues to try and hold the front line, hold this Tiberium field, and if he can secure this money, then he may be able to roll it into an advantage for the rest of the game. The Marv is Marvesting over there, and it looks like, for the most part, Space is still untarnished. MCV will be going down to the beam cannons. This is the end of this attack. This is the end of this push. Sells it off for 56 credits. Gets himself an engineer, but of course the disruption tower means that that engineer doesn't have a sneaky chance to grab anything, at least not at the current moment. And of course we all know Marvesting a field this way is less efficient, but when you're in Space's situation, it's probably the only thing you can do. He did recapture that tip spike over there on the left side of the map, not allowing MasterLeaf to hold it for very long at all. So many Tib troopers, more Tiberium troopers built in this one game than all of Kane's Wrath previously. The only guy to build Tib troopers on purpose. Other than that, oh my gosh, how did that... I guess you guys know, because I'm going to have to go back and look at that. Venoms are going to be coming over to the right side of the map, as well as beam cannons over here. Did he? Huh. Did he beam cannon Venom hop all the way to that Marv and kill it that way? I mean, you guys know, and I'll know when I edit this video, but right now, I'm a little bit confused as Space is in a dire situation. His attacks have been thwarted. He's now going for Hammerhead Mutant Marauders, which you gotta give him credit. He's dropped 3 airfields. My gosh, he must be floating thousands of credits, because he does not have a particularly strong economy at the current moment, but he's dropped so much production that he must have a ton of cash in reserve. Zone Raiders are going to be here to try and hold the line, and of course Zone Heads, Zone Raiders inside of Hammerheads, is a famously extremely powerful combination, an extremely powerful unit comp that you can go for, but I think also Mutant Marauders are somehow getting mixed in here. No, maybe they're just the ground troops for this army. Space trying to pull something out of his hat. He's got no stable eco. He hasn't even been harvesting this blue Tiberium particularly well. MasterLeaf has been doing a much better job of keeping that double income in his hands. Beam Cannon does go down in the middle of the map, but these are small victories for Space to grab. Big swell of pit bulls could do some nice targeting on the harvesters, could do some nice killing of the harvesters. On the front line, Beam Cannons explode as Space finds an opening. Space finds an opportunity to do some big damage if he kills the harvesters, and he can draw out a battle so that MasterLeaf's army is not overwhelming. Space has a real shot in this game to do some... to basically mount a comeback. One more harvester does go down. A lot of space purchased by Space by killing these harvesters. So many harvesters dying. MasterLeaf losing almost all of his active harvesters. A couple still remain out on the field. He's going to sacrifice so many pit bulls trying to get this last harvester kill. I don't know if he will actually get it. He's got 4 pit bulls still on the front lines here, still doing damage. One more volley should lock it down. No, the EMP saves it. Just barely, as the Venoms finish off the pit bulls, maybe even sacrificing themselves. Space has bought himself an incredible amount of time. Now with the power of the Zocom Hammerheads, is going to be moving on forward, striking down power plant after power plant, trying to stop MasterLeaf from mounting a SAM turret defense, trying to stop MasterLeaf from being able to run away with this game, and very successfully he has stopped MasterLeaf for the current moment. MasterLeaf is not dead, not by a long shot, but he is beaten down and bruised, certainly. He may have actually had more harvested this than I initially anticipated. He's got like 5 or 6 still running around the map after having lost 6 or 7. He lost a ton of harvesters, and yet he still has so many actively harvesting around the map. Space, on the other hand, probably has an equal number of harvesters, but they are, of course, only long-distance mining, not making great use of that blue tip, starting to get a lot of it now. And so many SAM turrets have now been dropped, 3 of them clustered right near here on the front lines. Supercharged particle beams has been purchased by MasterLeaf, giving these Venoms even more firepower against these Hammerheads. But of course, these Hammerheads are fully upgraded. They can take a lot of punishment. They can't take an infinite amount, and they do clump up, so the splash damage can be absolutely devastating, as we almost saw right there. But right now, Space has been doing a really good job of controlling these Hammerheads, just skating right on the edge of everything. He wants to be close enough to the Venoms that his rocket squads, that his zone raiders can fire at the Venoms and get that damage off, but he doesn't want to be so close to the Venoms that they can return fire or that the SAM turrets get shots off. Little by little, if MasterLeaf can just evaporate out this army, if he can burn it down over the long run, he will be okay. Space doesn't have the direct units on the ground to counter MasterLeaf. If MasterLeaf walked across the map and the Hammerheads weren't there, then he could defeat Space. But with the Hammerheads, this is the one thing that Space has to sort of keep him in this match. He's gone back up to Tier 3. We saw him sell it off earlier in this game when he was working on those zone heads. He's back up to the Reclamator hub. He's working on his Marv. He's got another MCV out and running around. Actually, that might be his first MCV. That might be his OG MCV from the very beginning of the game. Over on the left side of the map, MasterLeaf now starting to look for opportunities, starting to amass a new army, looking for harvesters, looking for kills, looking for ways to cripple Space. What a bizarre match this has been. Hammerhead's the primary defense, but soon the Marv will be here. Hope springs eternal for Space. And ever since all of those harvesters went down, MasterLeaf has been letting his blue tip regrow a little bit. MasterLeaf finally clearing out the middle of the map. I just realized MasterLeaf hasn't built one Redeemer yet in this game. No real avatars, like none of the typical Tier 3 late game big epic type units. It's all just been like Scorpions, Tiberium Troopers, Venoms. I mean, beam cannons are kind of late game, but none of the stuff you typically see in late game Nod. Actually, I don't even think if we've seen a Nod one-click either. At any rate, slingshots are now here to guard this Marv, and of course, with Zone Raiders inside of the Marv, it does incredible amounts of DPS. The Marv is not going to be going for the field. He's just going for the guard. He's just going to protect the harvesters. Once again, the Tier 3 sold off. Once again, the Space Command uplink has been purchased by Space. He is back up to those one-clicks. And MasterLeaf actually going stealth tanks. Interesting. Mixing a couple of stealth tanks into his army. We're starting to see some of those other late-game Nod units that people love to utilize. But for now, no epic units. Wow, even getting Enlightened squads, the sort of big brother to the Awakened squad that you get at the beginning of the game. And Slingshot's going to be able to catch 2-3 Venoms are going down, maybe even 4 there. I'm not 100% sure, but some big damage on that little crowd of Venoms. Big damage might be too generous of a term, but some nice damage. Looks like Shockwave Artillery is firing off, but the EMP locks down that Marv, so the EMP will be returned as the Shockwave Artillery locks down so many of those beam cannons, stopping them from sapping this Marv's health. But of course, EMPs are repeatable for the Marked of Kane, and less so for Space. Beam cannons will work down this Marv. Calling down orbital bombardment. He just spent like 6 grand to try and save this Marv. Even going to be dropping a Tib silo to break the attack of those beam cannons. Hammerhead's now going to be stepping forward. Slingshots getting annihilated as the sonic boom cleared out the Venoms earlier, trying to clear some space for the Hammerheads. What a weird match this has turned into. I can't believe the opening of this game. Stealth tanks hunting harvesters over here on the left side of the map. I can't believe the opening of this game and how it has played out, the way that this game started versus the way now that we are in not quite a stalemate, but pretty close to a stalemate, as Space was trying to go on the aggressive. He was trying to go on the offense and has been beaten back, has been stopped in his tracks, and MasterLeaf similarly can't go for like a clean, easy victory. There have been some points earlier that maybe MasterLeaf, if he was able to catch the Hammerheads or force an engagement or something like that, he could have ended the game a lot sooner, but he has been unable to totally deal with Space's army, and the Hammerheads represent such a threat to him that he just he can't walk across the map and kill Space. But now Space is back up to that Marv, but Space can't deal with the beam cannons particularly easily. So they have entered a point of disagreement, a point where neither one of them can kill the other guy as quickly as they would like. A Harvester getting caught out in the open, and no Tib core missiles for these stealth tanks, so this Harvester will be going down. Space did manage to turn it around, and that's nice, if only because the Harvester didn't have a chance to die with some blue Tiberium. One stealth tank does go down. It's going to be a man spam transition, double barracks being sold off. The MCV packs back up. You know, a dozen or so rocket troopers, half a dozen riflemen, something like that, being mixed into this army. Beam cannons, once again, going to be the big defense here. EMPs firing off once again. The Enlightened squads are here, and I wouldn't be surprised to see even some Shredder turrets going down on the front line. SAM turrets trying to clear out those Hammerheads, and the MCV is just stepping on forward. Dealing with the Marv is mission number 1 for MasterLeaf. Most of his beam cannons have gone down. Only 3 remain as desperately Space is trying to deal with the SAM turrets. The MCV now backing up as the Marv is reverse moving into the army. The Hammerheads being chased away. 1, 2 beam cannons do remain. Another EMP fires off as MasterLeaf is trying to hold the line, desperately stopping his opponent from crawling all over him. Another EMP as he sells off Shredder turrets, trying to make ends meet. Finally, an Avatar here on the ground, on the map, as more SAM turrets get volleys off. The Hammerheads exploding in the sky, and Space has lost his support forces. Space has lost his assistance for this Marv. Now MasterLeaf just needs to draw the game out with EMPs. He needs to not get overwhelmed, but with 2 avatars here and always the possibility of more and more awakened EMPs, well, he's not actually able to get into a good enough position, so both the MCV, the watchtowers, everything is online for Space. MasterLeaf is starting to get overwhelmed, just 4 and 5 watchtowers being deployed. Hammerhead's even getting in on the mix, and MasterLeaf, he's got nothing left. His EMP should have been the thing that allowed him to hold the line, but for now he's just being simply overwhelmed, unable to mount a strong defense. He's got a good number of avatars, but they're starting to fall. Only 2 remaining now, and he gets 1 EMP off. Not even the Tib Vapor Bomb or the Magnetic Mine's able to fall. 1 avatar remains. 3 husks on the ground. Hammerheads coming back in. Most of the SAM turrets have been cleared away, so the Hammerheads actually have free reign here on the front line as more and more watchtowers get deployed. More and more gun damage being poured out onto MasterLeaf as Space slowly but surely marches his way further forward, ever forward, as another war factory falls. MasterLeaf's bastion of defense, his stronghold here at the 3rd field, has fallen, and Space now commands it. All the way back at like the 10-minute mark of the game, Space tried this once and was unsuccessful. This right side of the map being the point of contention. I cannot believe he was able to break him with like the 4 watchtowers. That was the thing that allowed Space to step on forward, was those watchtowers just clearing everything out on the ground. I wouldn't count MasterLeaf out just yet because there is a possibility that it turns back around the other way, but right now Space is looking in a really good position, even going to be grabbing one of these avatars. Even manages to get that. Just a bit of extra DPS. Man, clearing out those beam cannons really was the thing for Space to do. MasterLeaf never able to get the EMPs rolling. Never able to make that happen. Another laser fence goes down on the Conyard, but right now it's all Space and no answer from MasterLeaf. I assume he's like typing things in the chat. These two guys are talking probably at the end of this game. Either that or MasterLeaf has some kind of sneaky plan up his sleeve. Some kind of stealth tank move where he's going to suddenly have 20 stealth tanks and just kill the other guy's buildings slightly faster than Space is able to kill his. But everything collapsed right at the end there for MasterLeaf. He was in an okay position with the beam cannons, with the setup of the SAM turrets, with everything. But I guess the moral of the story for Space is never give up. One harvester down. Another harvester down. Nice for MasterLeaf. Oh, he actually has another MCV. Is he going to try and walk it across the map and kill his opponent with stealth tanks? Oh my gosh, MasterLeaf hasn't quit. Huh. MasterLeaf is still in this game. The MCV is walking forward for Space. 2 avatars, 3 venoms. This MCV is literally just walking across the map like, who cares? There's a giant GDI army, even an avatar mixed in here for Space, and the MCV just literally walks away from it. Just, all right, bye. And he is going to rebuild over there. So I guess MasterLeaf is going to make one last stand over on the left side of the map. Even AA turrets going down on the high ground for Space. That's how in command of this area that he is. The Avatar still standing strong. So many rocket squads here. Nice stealth field. Clears out a big chunk of them, but of course doesn't do anything against the Marv, doesn't do anything against this Avatar, which still has a smidgen of health, but has remained. The Marv gets shut down. Shredder turrets are going to be able to deal with the infantry, but surely MasterLeaf can't deal with this whole army, right? Space can just do the Watchtower thing again, right? Space's MCV is down to half health. A Watchtower goes down over there. No more EMPs. He needs to EMP this Marv. He needs to EMP all of this stuff. He can't. MCV's over there on the left side of the map. Stealth tanks have been cleared up. The Conyard still stands for Space, and this has got to be it. MasterLeaf has been found out. Avatar marches its way over onto the left side of the map for MasterLeaf. Of course, the Tib spikes still ticking away for both of these players. MasterLeaf finally taking Space's third field. The third field that you thought Space would have taken at some point in this game, but he literally hasn't. Stealth tank runs forward, gets the kill on an Avatar, almost gets killed himself by that Watchtower, but no. The Avatar goes down. There's something being produced, but it's going to be, what, Predator tank? Pitbull, APC? Something tier 1. He's got tier 2 tech, so, I mean, you know, I guess he could be a zone shatter? That would be weird. Yeah, it's a Pitbull. So MasterLeaf, did he kill all of Space's harvesters? Oh my gosh, he may have killed all of Space's harvesters. If he killed all of Space's harvesters, then this is actually it for Space. He's got whatever he can build right here, right now, and then that's pretty much it. He's not producing anything from the barracks. The EMP lands on the Marv, and it's just going to be trying to draw out the battle, trying to whittle down the army piece by piece. One Watchtower pops, one Watchtower goes down, another EMP locks down the Watchtower, locks down the Marv, gets both of them in one shot, and the Shredder turrets are starting to work their way through this mass of Rifleman squad, fully upgraded AP ammo and Tib field suits. Another EMP locks down another Watchtower. One more Avatar is here. He walked all the way around the left side of the map through the blue field to get to the this battle. Another EMP for MasterLeaf. He's got this Marv on lock. He can't kill it quickly, but he can stop it from killing him. And right now, that's actually the most important part, is stopping the Marv from killing him. Even a stealth tank getting in with some big damage on the side armor. Those Tib core missiles doing so much in this moment. The Pitbulls deal with the Avatar as it gets a last couple of blasts off, but they can't stop the EMPs. They can't stop the Awakened squads from locking down this Marv. Even a power plant on the front line. Another Awakened squad will be spawned as the Shredder turrets are slowly but surely trying to whittle down this Marv. The EMPs don't stop. The watchtowers have been defeated. Is there another one queued? It is, but it's just the Tib Spike income. He's completely out of money. There's nothing that Space can build. He's just got a Marv like a paperweight sitting on the front lines. EMPs galore as MasterLeaf is going to whittle down an epic unit with tier 1 base defenses. Because when you don't have units to kill the guy, just make him come to you and then kill him with your base defenses. This is a fully heroic Marv that is no longer EMP'd. You gotta lock that down. Oh no. Oh no. He didn't keep the EMP chain going. He let it lapse. This is not good. He may have just killed himself. MasterLeaf may have just killed himself by not keeping that Marv forever EMP'd. Oh my gosh, he whiffs another EMP. Oh my gosh, Space in this game. He's still got a war factory. The Pipple's going down. Okay, the EMP chain has restarted. MasterLeaf still can get this. Rifleman squad are rushing to the front lines, but there's, oh, he actually gets a big blast off. The Awakened squads have all been eliminated. One more steps on out, and Avatar now here refreshed and healed up a little bit from that war factory, and now this should be enough. The watchtowers are doing what they can to eliminate the Awakened squads, but he can produce them pretty steadily out of the hand of Nod, so there's always a fresh EMP. Okay, a fully heroic Marv will die on this day. MasterLeaf will not let this fall again. He won't let this EMP chain slip again. He's gonna kill this Marv, and he's gonna not let the EMP chain slip. Every time it comes online for like a second, it fires a couple more shots from those Zone Raiders. Shredder turrets shooting watchtowers. Watchtowers shooting Shredder turrets, and it's back online. The EMP locks it down once again. MasterLeaf desperately trying to keep this Marv from going away because he lost his barracks. MasterLeaf lost his barracks. He can sell buildings off. He can lock the Marv down that way, but he's let it escape once again. Oh my gosh, a power plant deployed to body block for the Marv to provide a little bit of DPS there, which I would swear that a moment ago that icon was the Nod fully heroic icon. I don't know why that was. Yeah, okay. Yeah, see? That's a weird little glitch. MasterLeaf has lots of buildings he can sell off. As soon as this Marv comes in range, he can EMP it with some Awakened squads. Watchtowers on the front line, clears up 2 Awakened squads. He's only got 1 EMP left. He has lots of buildings that he can sell off. That's always a backup plan. But things are going to get more and more dire for MasterLeaf. He can't fight the Marv. I mean, this is a fully heroic Sonic Zone Raider Marv. He has to have the EMPs. I don't care if you've got 1 million avatars surrounding this thing. A fully heroic Zone Raider Marv will kill 1 million avatars if you don't have EMPs. I cannot believe this. This is now out of low damage mode. The texture switched up. And MasterLeaf can't stop this fully heroic Marv, which melts literally everything in front of it in literal seconds as he just evaporates MasterLeaf's base. Eviscerates everything before him and heals up so quickly. Oh my gosh, MasterLeaf has been defeated. Space did it. How in the world did he pull that out? That game should have ended like 4 times 20 minutes ago. Wow. Space able to pull that out. This unit's graph should literally just have a 1 near the bottom, and that's really what space was just at 1 for like the last 5 minutes of that game. The cash, in the end, 90,000 credit advantage to MasterLeaf, which explains kind of the middle part of that game. But they were pretty neck and neck for most of that, and then MasterLeaf pulled ahead, but space, holy cow. With that Marv, so much damage. That was an amazing game by MasterLeaf in space. You gotta hand it to these guys. Zocom and Marked of Kane providing a fantastic match for us to enjoy. Thank you all very much for watching. I don't even have anything else to say. That game went like 10 different ways, and I thought it was going 4 different directions at 4 different points. I don't know what to say other than that, so this is going to be Sybert signing out. Thank you all very much for watching.